Because movies were not around when he was a kid.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
But he is a very talented comedian. Get your hands together, coming from New York. The one, the only, everybody's uncle, but not the one that touched you. Uncle Rocky, everybody!
Tony said I was 250 years old. Tony is so young by comparison, he could be taken out by spermicide. So, Florida seasons. Florida seasons, dry, pollen, love bugs, rain. 4 seasons. People ask me all the time in the Northeast, do you miss the seasons? How could I with these great seasons in Florida? And how about these love bugs? Driving on 75. What's the last thing a love bug sees before they hit the windshield? And they're like Mother Nature's sperm stain. You can't get it out no matter how much you scrub and scrub. It's perpetual. There's always that little bit of residue left behind. You know, like on a blue dress, right, Monica? Yeah. So, I am 68, not 250. And I do have a problem with these texting acronyms. You know, like I get the basic ones, LOL and stuff like that. And I'm talking to my buddy and he says, let's make plans to do lunch. I said, good. He said, how about next Tuesday? I said, fine. He said, I'll send you a text to confirm it. So a little bit later, I get a text that says, C-U-N-T. I'm Italian. I immediately get pissed off. I call him up and I said, why did you call me that? He goes, I didn't call you anything. I said, I got a text from you, C-U-N-T. He goes, yeah, it means see you next Tuesday. I have problems with those texting things all the fucking time. AOC's been in the news recently, all the time, standing in a bulletproof box and saying the North should step up onto the South. Now, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I'm a born and bred Northerner. I renounce my Northernness, and I just pray they come and step down South. We got shit down here that people don't even know exists up in the Northeast. They're going to come down with the baristas. We're going to have baristas against the bubbas. We're going to have the soy boys against the rednecks. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. Anyway, can't see with the spotlight. Oh, I've lost about 65 pounds since last May. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. It's interesting because people who haven't seen me for a while will walk up to me and go, hi, how you doing? You lost some weight. And, you know, they give me that sympathetic head tilt like I lost my spouse. And I just have fun with them. And they say, well, how'd you do it? I say, well, I did it the easy way. It's cancer. You know, so speaking of weight loss, I grew up in a family with really great Italian cooks. And, you know, every Sunday was a feast. We'd have like 20, 30 people at the house for dinner. And it was, you know, it was hard my whole life to lose any weight at all. And as we're talking about restaurants, you know, I grew up in a neighborhood where you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a good pizzeria. And we moved to Cincinnati, and my neighbor comes over and he goes, we want to take you out for a nice Italian dinner. I was like, great, I don't know of any Italian restaurants here. They said, we're going to take you to the Olive Garden. In my mind, the Olive Garden is a culinary hate crime. You know, my grandmother was a great cook. I come from a family of great cooks. And not only was she a great cook, but she was also a great baker. And when I was a kid, I would run into her house and I would always ask for my favorite baked goods. Well, her specialty was bundt cake. And when I was a kid, I had a little bit of dyslexia. And I ran into the house and I asked Grandma for my favorite cake, except I transposed the B and the C. It took us about 20 minutes to revive Grandma after I asked for bundt bake. You know, the 70s, I grew up in the 70s, was an interesting time. there was there was no celiac disease. There was no peanut allergies. People weren't scared of gluten. Fuck, there's a whole generation of kids now that could be taken out by pasta. And it was, you know, there was so many things. Like me and my friends, we used to go out to strip clubs. We used to drink scotch. We used to smoke cigars. Now young guys come to places like this. They sit around. They drink blueberry soda. They smoke watermelon vapes. And they talk about their feelings. We didn't have fucking feelings. We had cocaine. You know, aging I thought was going to take a lot longer. I went to the doctor and had him do x-rays and stuff. And I told him I had pain in all my joints. And he says to me, well, you know, look at the x-rays. He says, you have arthritis head to toe. And I was like, oh, shit. He goes, I can give you some Celebrex. He says it'll take the edge off. But you got to remember, arthritis is going to make everything stiff. Not everything. And you know you're getting old when your balls are as long as a CVS receipt. You know, when I was young, I used to like really getting high with my buddies. We'd smoke a few joints. We'd put on some Led Zeppelin, do a couple of lines, and just chill out. Now, I'm so old, when I want that very same feeling, I just stand up real fast, and I let my blood pressure take over. All right, that's my time. I'm Uncle Rocky.
Keep it going for Uncle Rocky, everybody.